Welcome to Logan's Mosh Pit. Glad to have you here. Do me a favor and please subscribe if you haven't already. Bill Vaughan once said, "It might be a good idea if the various countries of the world occasionally swapped history books just to see what the other people are doing with the same set of facts." Speaking of history, it's time to retrace our steps on music history. During each episode of Music History, I will inform you of some fascinating music events that have happened today, January 30th. Unfortunately, there's not nearly enough time for me to blather about everything that transpired today. As a result, I condensed the list down to merely 5 imperative events. I put them in chronological order. Let's begin. Getting the ball rolling. First, on this day in 1947, the highly skilled musician Steve Marriott was born. Over the course of his career, he was associated with both Humble Pie and Small Faces. Happy birthday, Steve. On this day in 1951, the phenomenal Phil Collins, who led Genesis and eventually thrived as an esteemed solo artist, drew his first breath. Happy birthday, Phil. On this day in 1961, the Shirelles tune, Will You Love Me Tomorrow, rocketed all the way to the top spot on the US charts. By doing so, it allowed them to become the first female African-American group to ever accomplish this notable feat. On this day in 1968, the Velvet Underground unleashed their second studio album, which they christened White Light, White Heat. Although White Light, White Heat was a far cry from a bestseller, it still exuded enough potential to garner a cult following over time. Finally, on this day in 1988, the Australian band In Excess scored their sole #1 hit in America called Need You Tonight. Well, that's it. What's your favorite thing that took place on January 30th? If you wouldn't mind, let me know in the comments below. That does it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Till then, rock on.